Me saying that the original Hebrews were all African, that there were no white Jews in Kemet, is a historical fact.
Alright guys, so I want to talk about this topic, right? Which relates to the black man being the original characters in the Bible. Yeah. So last year, I think during the Lent time, I think I was just sleeping here, and I heard a word said, "Do you know the Yorubas are descendant of ancient Egyptians?" So the word now says, as a Yoruba man, when you speak to the sun, it listens. Like, wow. Then an inspiration came to me. Now said the word Ishekiri means from many waters, right? I was like, this thing doesn't sound like something that came out from the water, just the way they say they brought Moses out of the waters, right? So I woke up and I started doing my research. And I found out that the only person that spoke to the sun in history was Joshua. Joshua was one of the followers of Moses, right? And Moses was, there was a record that God told Moses to put his hand inside his garment, inside his agbada. And when he put his hand inside the garment, the hand came out and it became leprous. So what do you mean by leprous? When something becomes white like this. So imagine, before something can become white like this, I can't be a white man and I become white. So that means Moses wasn't a white man. Moses was a black man. You understand? So so that one shows that the character in the Bible were black people. Now, going back to where it said, do you know the Yorubas are descendants of ancient Egyptians? I know the Igbos have been saying they are descendants of Hebrews, and the word Hebrew is the same thing as Igbo, but it was changed over time, right? So I actually look at something. Oduduwa was known to be son of Lamurudu. So according to what I've read, the word Yoruba, I think I've heard some people say it means Larubawa. I think maybe people that came from Aruba or something, like the Arab. They came from the Arab, that's the northern side or whatever. So if the Yorubas are people that come from that side, but they are not Arabs, right? Because Arabs are different from us. That means they must have come from a point between Africa and the Arabian side, right? So, and Oduduwa was the son of Lamurudu. And according to the Bible, according to historians, Lamurudu is the same person as Nimrod in the Bible. Nimrod was the one who led the revolution to build the Tower of Babel. That God now said, hey, you people think you are smart, you are intelligent, you are very creative because I've given you talents, or you are scatter your language. And guess the continent that has most language? Africa. And according to the Bible, God just said some of them went to Egypt, some of them went to Ethiopia. That's what the Bible just said. Egypt and Ethiopia. Because the population then might not be so much like now. So Nimrod settled, I believe, in Egypt. And he gave birth to sons, and what they call Oduduwa must have been one of those sons. And what sent them out of Egypt was the invasions, the Babylonian invasion, constant invasion, the Arabian invasion, the Persian invasions. We have the Grecian invasions. We have the Roman invasions, which we knew was what actually we affected during the story of Jesus Christ. We saw Herod, we saw Pilate. They took over the land of Israel. So let us say you were in Israel at that time and during all those invasions. Would you have stayed? So the question is that which country does your ancestors normally go to take refuge? They go to Egypt. They went to Egypt. Abraham went to Egypt. Joseph went to Egypt. Jesus went to Egypt. And Joseph went to Egypt. Because why? That was the closest city to them. So how can Egyptians be black with dreadlock, as we have seen? right? And the Yorubas, sorry, and the Israelites, people in the Bible, are white. Now, talking about the Egyptians also worshiping the sun god, which is called Ra, and this we've heard that the same Ra is Jah. Ra is Jah. So these are traditional worshippers. Why the people at the other side are the Jews, but they shared history in common because they coexisted a long time ago. They lived together. So the war that affected the Israelites, who were in basically Gaza, where we call Gaza, and they're fighting Palestine, blah blah blah. And Jesus Christ was from Nazareth, was a Nazarene with dreadlock. What do you call it now? Samson was a Nazarene with dreadlock. Prophet Samuel was a Nazarene with dreadlock, right? So they share border. That means that they share culture, and it's possible they shared tradition, right? So Jesus came to refine that tradition and to make us to understand it more clearly. This is what we need. This is what we do not need. But historically, they came. They had to move together. When the Israelites, the Jews were attacked, they had to move to Egypt, and from Egypt, I don't know, maybe they entered the Red Sea, because if I was in Egypt, or you and I was in Egypt, and they are coming to attack us, we won't go and enter the Red Sea. We will go and enter the Nile. And according to what they told us, Mungo Park discovered Niger, which is the earth of the mid Nigeria, the waters and all that draws that Y in the map of Nigeria. Discover Niger, coming all the way from River Nile. So that means that if I'm to escape Egypt, I will enter River Nile. I won't go to the beach. I'll enter. I'm not saying things that happen at the beach, right? There would have been some people that escaped through that path. It's possible. But I could say some people might have also escaped through the Nile and traveled straight and started establishing colonies at the river. That's why we have Congo, we have Togo. Along that river, then we have Cameroon and all that, whatever, Ghana, all over West Africa. And that river, the way it flowed and all that. But that river went straight, it came into Nigeria. So should I ask you, where are the Egyptians and the ancient Israelites today? Or the Jews, where are they today? Where would they have been after? And don't forget, they worship the sun god, right? That's the Egyptians. They would have been led, just like Moses was led. Let me go and show you a land, which God promised Abraham when he visited Egypt with Lot. And Lot chose maybe Lebanon, I don't know. But Abraham climbed the mountain, and God said, look at, I think the south or wherever from Egypt. And where he faced was this part of Africa, maybe South Africa, West Africa, wherever. And God said, this is the land I'm going to give to your children. Now, that land was flowing with milk and honey. According to ChatGPT, the ancient Jews, lost tribe, are in West Africa, especially Nigeria, and some part of Africa, and some part of the world. And one of the reasons why we are having all these issues in West Africa and Nigeria is because the promised land is in West Africa. And the promised land that is in West Africa has milk and honey, which is the gold and the resources and the diamond and a lot of all those things, right? And those diamonds, those lithiums, the same people that pursued your father from the land of Israel, they are still following you people. They will never let you go unless the tribe of Israel unites to be one. When I'm talking about those in America, those in the diaspora, decide to form a coalition with the ones in West Africa to create a movement to unite Africa, especially West Africa, to become one nation and to speak one word, speak one language, share one currency, share one border, share one leader to protect the interest of the Israelites in the West. That's the resources that God has given you. Otherwise, bastards will still continue to rule you. The bastard that betrayed your forefathers will still continue to rule you. I'm talking about the people that live close to the borders of Egypt, that betrayed them, that sold your forefathers to Arabs and to a lot of merchants, Spanish merchants and all that. They took over your land. The bastards will continue to rule and betray you if you don't come together to speak one word and share one language, share one currency, and share one leader one spiritual leader. Thank you. God bless you.